Celtic are back in action again this weekend as they take on Aberdeen in match day 2 of the Scottish Premiership. Whilst it's been a fairly quiet week, we do have some news for you as the club have agreed and announced a new deal, but not only that, we'll also go over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Celtic are set to face Aberdeen this weekend in the Scottish Premiership second round. Keen to maintain their promising start to the season, the boys are determined to secure 3 points from their journey to the north east. But Tawdry Stadium is a familiar territory for Hoops manager Brendan Rodgers. The Irishman has previously celebrated several captivating wins against the Dons during his initial tenure and is targeting another victory this weekend. With the match approaching, here's my anticipated lineup. Joe Hart is expected to retain a position in between the sticks, shielded by a quartet in defence. Anthony Robson will likely be the right back, with Greg Taylor taking up the left back role. The central defence will probably see Cameron Carter-Vickers partnering with Mark Nooki, especially given Carl Starfelt's recent transfer to Celta Vigo. In midfield, Callum McGregor will don the captain's armband. After their stellar display last weekend, it would seem unjust to sideline either David Turnbull or Matt O'Reilly. It's doubtful that Rodgers will overlook starting both. Leading the attack, Kyogo is set to be the central striker. Maida is anticipated to start on the left wing, while Abada, whose availability was confirmed earlier this week, will likely feature on the right. Regarding substitutes, Hyungo Oi won't be available due to a recent injury, sidelining him for 4 to 6 weeks. However, players such as Yang, Forrest, Hatate, Bernabe, Awata, Home and Kwon are expected to be on standby, ready to take an impact if called upon. In summary, the projected Celtic lineup against Aberdeen this Sunday is Hart, Ralston, Carter-Vickers, Nooki, Taylor, McGregor, Turnbull, O'Reilly, Maida, Abada and Kyogo. Brendan Rodgers has highlighted the decision to omit Hatate from the starting lineup against Ross County on the opening day. This choice has been a hot topic amongst Celtic fans, especially since David Turnbull, who effectively replaced Hatate in the lineup, netted 2 goals and earned the Man of the Match accolade. Since joining under Ange Postecoglou, Hatate has been an instrumental figure at Celtic. In Glasgow, he is now navigating unfamiliar territory. The Japanese midfielder was a staple under Ange Postecoglou, who consistently relied on him unless he was injured or required a rest. With Rodgers' return, every player starts afresh. The manager doesn't hold biases towards players, especially because he didn't sign them. This approach offers opportunities for players to shine, but it can also leave established stars questioning their roles. Rodgers emphasised that his decisions are rooted in performance and strategy. He has even provided Hatate with specific feedback on what's expected of him in the team system. In an interview with the Daily Record, Rodgers remarked, "I've mentioned before, it's not in my contract to play any player. He's got 3 years left on his contract, so there's no rush. It's a new cycle, a new manager, and he has to prove himself. I'm not really worried about what's said or not. I'll play the best team I see with the best energy, mentality and efficiency with how we want to work." There's no doubt Hatate is a talented player, but there are other talented players in the squad. If players aren't playing, I've been open and honest with them about where we're at, how I prepare a team, when I tell them the team, and when they're not playing and how they respond. Hatate's been really good in training. He didn't play at the start, but he's came into the game. He knows areas that he needs to work on to play for me and the structure of how I work. He responded really well in training and will absolutely be a player we need over the course of the season. Fans are eager to witness a rejuvenated Hatate in the coming weeks. Undoubtedly, he possesses potential to be a pivotal player for Celtic, especially in European matches. In a significant move for Celtic's academy, Ben Summers has put pen to paper signing a new contract that ensures a stay at the club until at least 2026. The 19-year-old talent has been making good progress over the past 18 months. Summers made his first team debut last season. Fans will recall when he stepped onto the pitch as a substitute against Kilmarnock at Rugby Park in April. He didn't stop there, he marked another substitute appearance with a resounding 5-0 victory over Aberdeen on Trophy Day. The young star's potential hasn't gone unnoticed. During pre-season, Ben and several other budding Celts had the opportunity to train under the guidance of Brendan Rodgers' first team. This experience was further enriched and he was included in the Celtic squad that embarked on tours to Portugal and Japan. The club's management and supporters have high hopes for Summers. In other academy news, Varta's future at the club is uncertain. With just a year left on his current deal, the player's desire for first-team football remains pivotal. In a startling revelation from the Celtic camp, the notable absence of Alexandro Bernabe from last Saturday's matchday squad was attributed to an on-off field lapse. The player overslept and was late for a vital team meeting. Bernabe, the left-back whose skills and determination had been a highlight during the pre-season, was nowhere to be seen in the game against Ross County, a match which Celtic won 4-2. The Daily Record provided insights into the unfolding story. Arriving late for his commitment, Brendan Rodgers, not one to mince words or actions, reportedly decided that Bernabei would not be a part of the squad. This decision underscores a strict code of conduct and the high standards Rodgers has and wants to keep at Celtic. Whilst Bernabei has had a decent pre-season, he should be making sure he doesn't fall foul of the manager. Signed by the club's former boss Ange Postecoglou, Bernabei's place under Rodgers was never going to be guaranteed. It will be up to the Argentine to show his commitment and make sure it doesn't happen again. Celtic attacker Rocco Varta could be allowed to depart the club on loan this summer, but only if he signs a new contract first. The Scottish Sun reported that the exciting Celtic youngster has attracted interest from a number of clubs, including Championship outfit Queen's Park. But Varta has less than a year left on his current contract, and it is reported that the club would like an indication soon whether the winger sees his future at Celtic Park or not. If Varta leaves at the end of the season, the club would only be entitled to a modest six-figure compensation amount. If he was to be sold this summer, that fee would likely be a lot larger. Varta is currently a Republic of Ireland international under 19 level, who featured in 4 of our Premiership matches last season. The general consensus seems to be that he's a player we should be feeling a bit excited about, but at 18 years old, this may be a good time for him to head out on loan in search of regular first team action. With his contract situation still uncertain, it is easy to see why the club are wanting insurances before allowing him to make a temporary move. Celtic do have previous for announcing contract extensions alongside loan moves. When Mikey Johnson moved to Victoria Guimaraes last summer, he added a year to his deal. A similar move for Varta may be a good one for all parties. He wouldn't be signing up for too much longer, while the club would effectively be giving themselves another year to see how he develops before being back in the same position. Let's hope that's the way things work out, rather than us losing another young talent before they make the grade. Aberdeen manager Barry Robson is expecting a tough test as Scottish football provides when Celtic visit Pretoria on Sunday, but still has belief his side can pull off a shock result. Robson turning around the Dons was one of the big Scottish football stories of last season. He rallied the club from a poor start to the campaign to finish third in the Scottish Premiership and guarantee European group stage football this term. It will be difficult to follow that up across the 2023-24 season, but Robson is determined to show up well against the champions and kickstart some good form despite the quality Celtic have. When speaking to the Daily Record, the Dons boss said, "I watched the game against County and I thought they did very well, but I also saw Celtic's quality. They have had just one competitive game, so have we. People forget that. We played Livingston last week and it was their 5th competitive game, whereas it was our first. Both Celtic and us are in the same boat, and I think it will be a good game. I am looking forward to it, and so are the players. County did well, but I'm not saying we are going to copy them. Malky Mackay tried to organise his team in the right way, and we will try to do what suits us. It is always difficult, but you have to believe you can perform well against them and get a result, and we do believe. Celtic are different again under Brendan, who was a brilliant, successful manager. It is going to be really difficult, and we need to be at 9s and 10s to get a result. Every player, staff included. If we do that, we have a chance, and the fans will help us do that. It's never an easy game, but as long as we are aggressive and want to perform as well as we can against them, if we do that, we have a chance." Celtic's last trip to Pretoria was a very tight encounter indeed. It took a very late Callum McGregor strike from the edge of the box to secure 3 points. Robson's outfit aren't likely to give the boys an inch. They'll be competitive, physical, and also looking to harness the energy of a big home crowd on the counter-attack. Celtic are understandably red-hot favourites, but it won't be a stroll by any means. This is a big test for Brendan Rodgers' group. It's tougher than the opener against Ross County, and the team have to be sharper right from the first whistle, but it's also a fixture to look forward to and have confidence in another 3 points. Celtic fans, what do you make of Ben Summers signing a new deal, and what was your score prediction for the weekend? Let me know down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Remember guys, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticpower.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.